Hey guys, happy week 6. I wanted to come on and discuss self-disclosure. So I've really kind of been going back and forth lately about sometimes like how much is too much or when is it appropriate. And I feel like you kind of gauge that as you work with each client and situations that come about, topics of conversation, and you really start to kind of wonder or gauge like what's appropriate, when it's appropriate, how much is appropriate. And what I have been experiencing most often lately is that I find self-disclosure tends to come up a little bit more so in group settings. So now I'm observing 2 DBT groups, both women's groups, and I would say more observing, not really co-facilitating. I engage and I participate, but I don't really have enough time left to really, unless I continue working for the VA or what have you. Right now, I don't really have enough time to really become a co-facilitator, so to speak. But I think oftentimes in those groups, you're looking for examples or what have you, and self-disclosure tends to come up. So I kind of went to the facilitator about it. I was curious, like, how she tends to gauge that interaction or that information. And she said she will usually reflect quickly, like in her mind, if it's going to be beneficial, if the example will be beneficial. She also says that when she does self-disclose information, it's typically information from her past that is a resolved topic. So, in other words, she wouldn't disclose that her and her husband had an argument this morning, and something that she has quite a bit of emotional attachment to still. Maybe it's not quite resolved yet, but that was an example she gave me. It was like, as long as it's been resolved in your life and it's appropriate in the moment with the content, with an example, is when it would be best. And that's really for every clinician to decide or gauge. It's also based on circumstances, situations. Individual sessions, I think, would definitely pertain more to just, the client, the veteran, themselves, and a lot of, motivational interviewing and such, where the client will progress more with that, right? I'm not saying that your self-disclosure will help a client progress, but in a group setting where, say, an example is needed, and the group members aren't necessarily coming forward with some of their own things, sometimes that can be beneficial. 1, to get conversation going, and 2, to portray, the skill that you're maybe trying to discuss, embrace, engage with. I don't know, I guess I just kind of wanted to pose to all of you what your thoughts are around that. If you've had experiences in your placements where there's been, a little bit of self-disclosure happening, on a comfortable professional level, obviously. I'm not talking about anything that would cross boundaries or anything like that. I think we all probably do it, and we do it professionally. But I was just kind of curious what you guys have experienced so far as with self-disclosure, if any. Any tips or what have you about kind of your thought process around that, what kind of goes through your head when you engage with something like that with self-disclosure. I hope you guys all have a really good week, and I hope this video made sense. We'll talk to you guys next week. Bye.